shape to fight. I let my flame burn low. I see my words fall like debris till my voice is stripped from me. Take me for a stranger, will you take me in? We all need a place to hide. We all need a place to. We all need a place to hide. I walk like an empty glass. It's all been winding down, and I might have gone all night. I might have gone all night. I'm not the wind, darker than the pine. Will you take me for a stranger? Will you take me in? To hide. No one's gonna tell you that your heart isn't haunted. Please, no one you can trust. I couldn't scream when I was wasted and caught up. Took on an ocean of stone in the dust. I'm not the wind, knocking at the pine. Would you take me for a stranger? Will you take me in? We all need a place to hide. We all need a place to hide. We all need a place to. We all need a place to hide.
Thanks, y'all.
What are you up to? How did it go today? Hey pal, when will you come through? Tell me, what did he say? Wait up, you strutting or slouching? What's the verdict this time? Hey bud, are there any conclusions that you have come to find? To ease your mind. Give me a reason to proceed. Is there something I missed? You walk out the door and understand some master plan.
like you don't know what I'm waiting for. Yeah, you, my long lost compadre that I never met before. Freedom can't be all that bad, at least better than it was. Don't fret if it doesn't make sense now. Please call me when it does. No new dilemma. Give me a reason to proceed. Something I miss. Will you walk out the door and understand? Some master plan, 'cause I was your best friend, but we never spoke. We secretly from the same joke. Different names we wander on, but we're always singing the same song. Always singing the same song. Always singing the same song. Always singing the same song.
Could I get more stage left and drum vocal in this monitor, please? Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Whew, you got some bright lights on you. I'm going to turn this way so I'm not dying. I don't know how you're doing with that.
That's okay. I'm squinting most of the time anyway.
Okay, so before we get too far, let's have everyone introduce themselves and what they're playing. Starting with Mr. Drummer.
Hey, I'm Jason Smith, and I'm playing the drums.
My name is Josh Lamb, and I am playing the bass and singing sometimes.
My name's Ian, and I'm singing and playing guitar.
My name's Desmond, and I also am singing and playing guitar.
And I understand Desmond and Ian are the ones to blame for all of this.
Yeah, well,
Putting it.
I mean, I think we're all culpable.
Tell me how this all began.
Well, I met Desmond through our mutual friend Chris. They studied abroad together in Chile, and we pretty much started jamming right away. We're both songwriters,
Yeah,
so we hit it off.
Yeah, we just liked each other's songs, and I'd say about 4 years ago started wanting to play them together. And I really liked coming up with guitar parts to Ian's songs, and I had a few in the bank, so easier to build a set when you only have to do half the song load, you know?
And how did the current members become acquired?
We had a different group. Well, Jason we've had since the beginning, really.
Yeah,
Almost.
I've been around.
Basically, it was Desmond and I. Then we acquired a bass player through our friend Ray Mabry. And you met him last time we played. We did an acoustic thing. Hey, Ray. Then so Jason was playing drums and Ray was playing bass. We found Jason. We got him to come and play drums, and then Ray's brother Matt joined for a bit, and Jason kind of moved to auxiliary percussion and backing vocals, and then the Mabrys had to leave, and that was sad. But then we found Josh, who I played shows with in my other band together, and I've seen him play bass. He plays bass in like 10 bands or something.
Yeah, Josh plays in lots of great bands. Like you should check out Each Both, Plastic Shadow, The Fairies.
Yeah, thanks.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Tell me about the current album you have out.
Okay. So it's like we try to do our set lists. It's 50-50. It's half of Ian's songs, half of mine. That first song we played, I sang. He sang the second song. Those are the first two songs on the album. We recorded it in my hometown. It's White Salmon, Washington, a few miles up the road from where I grew up. And a good friend of mine, Wes Trosper, produced it, was gracious enough to give us time in his studio, and he got to, experiment with mixing and all that. And so we were up in the woods a few weekends out of the year. Took us almost 2 years to get it from an idea to a physical disc and online everywhere.
Speaking of, where can people find that current album?
You can find it online on pretty much any of the things that you would stream music on, whatever you want to call it, Bandcamp, Spotify.
Napster.
I should see if we're on Napster. Let's see. I want to see if I can, what do you call it, rip it for free.
Way to dig back for
and-
the 90s lingo.
Yeah, I was trying. I was like, is that what you said? But, yeah, anywhere online, just Naked Luck, you'll find it. You can find it at our shows. We have CDs. We've got a CD back there.
You can buy it on our Bandcamp too if you wanna if you wanna support artists.
I have a question about this album.
Shoot.
There is a beautiful cat on the front of this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and I'm not sure which camera to hold it towards, but anyway, beautiful cat that some coworkers of mine and I were looking at and debating about what this cat's name should be. What is the actual name of this cat?
Before I reveal it, were there any, what were the candidates? I'm curious.
I think there was a Rudy and Sylvester seemed to be the most popular one. I think it looks like a Sylvester.
Similar colors.
I like
Yeah.
Rudy because it reminds me of the Clash song,
Yeah.
Rudy Can't Fail, because that
Right.
cat couldn't fail if he tried. No, his real name, are you ready? Is Schmidt.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the guy from New Girl?
Yeah, no, he's literally named after that character, actually. Oh, yeah.
That's
he's-
amazing.
He's our former roommate's cat, actually.
Yeah. I just snapped that he was sleeping in my girlfriend's arms, or she was asleep, and he was sitting there looking at me like, "Don't you dare touch me." So I just took a picture,
And he
and
looks,
I don't know, I liked it.
He looks vaguely like the Dos Equis guy. It's like, almost
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like he should be like, I don't know,
He's got the little arm thing out, like the I don't
he's
always.
crap in a box, but
When you do, it's a cat box.
actually, no, he does.
I'm gonna put this back here. All right.
But we love him and we miss him because he's no longer in our house.
Aw.
Desmond and I live together, by the way. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
that's the context.
But you have visiting rights for the cat?
Yeah, I mean, anytime we want to say hi, we could go over there. It's just really far away. He lives in the opposite side of the city now.
Isn't that funny how different parts of the city, it's even though you're still in Portland, it feels like it may as well be 3 cities away.
Oh yeah, I have people that live in friends that live in Northeast that I see less often than my parents who live in Michigan, and even my friends from Alaska probably visit more often than I make it up to see friends.
Oh yes, there's that notorious Alaska Portland connection of 50 other bands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before the current lineup, so now we're evenly split Northwestern and Alaskan, but in the former lineup, I was the only person not from Alaska.
Yes.
So now you feel it's more balanced.
Half and half now.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care.
I do have family in Alaska.
Okay, so you're secretly Alaskan. It's the sub-label of secretly Canadian.
Yeah.
I know them.
All right, switching gears here. What's the next song you're going to be playing?
It's called, it's the penultimate song on the record. It's called Ghosts Around This Part of Town.
Ooh, I like the chorus bit on that one. Who wrote that part?
I did. Or the chorus bit, like the chorus of the song?
Yes,
I did.
nice.
He wrote the whole
I did.
song.
Did that part
The
come
words
first,
of
or
it.
tell me a little bit about the songwriting on that?
About our neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't really remember much in the way of the drafting. The chorus probably came first because that's usually how I write. I get a little nut, like a hook of some kind, and I'm like, I want to build a song around it. It's about, I had just kind of moved down to the Johnson Creek, Milwaukee, Sellwood hub, or
You
like
still
right
live there?
there. And yeah, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But at the time, I was really looking at along Johnson, where you get to where we live is really nice, but just before it, like Johnson Creek is really industrial, and there's just like, I don't know, there's just sort of a noir kind of like David Lynchy vibe about it at night. And I hadn't lived in Portland for a few years, and like coming back to that late at night was like just a weird introduction. Like, here, you're home again, but it's really weird and different.
There's a lot of like broken, like abandoned cars and like rusty old buildings and stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird dichotomy of where you have like super new hipster looking condos right next to, like you said, abandoned cars and industrial warehouses that have been abandoned. It's just this weird mishmash in that area.
Yeah, so that's if anything, that's sort of where I was pulling from.
Cool. All right, well, let's hear it.
All right. You guys ready?
Yup.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anything will try and catch you in the dark. So close around, it's hard to breathe. In the last place left that's been forgot. Might have you done better than what you got from me. 'Cause anyone will try and tear you down, throw you out. With the ghosts around this part of town, with the ghosts around this part of town. And the cold will bite and lick your foot. That you shake in the face of a smiling God. Where the cars all sleep and the coats are rust. Was a place apart and now it's gone. And it's filling up out here in the out crowd. As we're going down, goes around this part of town. With the ghosts around this part of town. Ghost around this part of town. With the ghost around this part of town. I could have held it up, but I put it down. How many times have I heard this sound? But the ghost around this part of town. The ghosts around this part of town. The ghosts around.
Thanks, y'all. Quick switch on the guitars here.
Sweet.
This is another song from our album. It's called The Bridge. It's about getting over stuff. We were doomed from the start. No one could out for some to behold. Not one bad word told. Flawless, smooth, sweet, and soft to the touch. Little did they know there's always too much. We did, but we tried. You did, but you lied to yourself, as did I. Our love passed us by, not ready for a due. Let's see this one through. Of course, it just crumbled, so painfully on. But it's all just water under the bridge I built to get over you. It's all just water under the bridge I built to get over you. I remember your face, first time it graced me complete with a smile. I lingered a while and always disappeared, but the smoke cleared till there was no smile, just as I feared. But it's all just water under the bridge I built to get over you. It's all just water under the bridge I built to get over you. Now here we are at Act 3 of this far too long overdue tale of how I prevailed by toiling about your brain, fake computers, false games, till there was no point where it all turned to shame. But it's all just water under the bridge I built to get over it. It's all just water under the bridge I built to get over it. Yes, it's all just water under the bridge I built to get over it.
across the water, under the bridge I built to get over all of it, all of it, all of it. All of it.
Hello again.
Hey,
Okay, for people listening who are enjoying and want to find out where they can see you perform live, where should they go?
you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram.
After.
Napster. Don't forget Napster. We're not on MySpace, but so hopefully that's all right. But no, we're on all the big ones. So just look us up on Facebook or Naked Luck, or find us on Instagram too.
I think Instagram isn't Naked Luck PDX or underscore
Actually,
PDX.
on Instagram, yes, I think it's Naked Luck PDX. On Facebook, our URL is facebook.com/NKDluck because you can't put the word naked in a Facebook URL. In case you guys didn't know,
Random trivia.
we learned that the hard way. But yeah, and then we're on Bandcamp too, and so. But
Cool.
we usually announce our shows. Our shows are all on Facebook.
Any upcoming shows you want to mention?
We're taking a bit of a break for the next few months. After we put this album out in August and just played a ton of shows over the last few months, just trying to get it out there for people to hear and sell CDs, pay for the album we're working on right now.
If people would like to purchase said CD or download the full album and
Yeah.
pay for that, where's the best place for them to go?
Bandcamp, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's money-wise. We want everyone to hear it, obviously. So, you can stream it, obviously, on all the big streaming platforms. But the best way to support local artists is always Bandcamp, something like that.
Or come to the shows.
That too.
We do have a show, I guess the next one, we're mostly recording right now, but February 1st at Bit House. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. And then is your CD at local places like Music Millennium or
Not yet, but it probably
Everyday
should be.
Music?
Yeah, well,
We'll get it out there. We're
Eventually.
almost out of our inventory, so get it while you can, and then we'll order more and probably put them in the stores at least, maybe. But we'll see.
Yeah, in case anyone wants to frame the cute cat picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It is.
pitch
It's
that
pretty
way.
clever. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you just want a picture of a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
a great
Some people have bought it for that reason. It's a good picture.
There you go.
So that was Desmond, yeah, and then we have some beautiful back art on there too by Lena, which is Desmond's squeeze, and also our roommate and dear friend. That was the back photo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
flowers.
Just so I can get your other band members involved here, I
Oh,
have
yeah,
to ask
please
the
do.
fun questions here.
Sweet.
If you guys are the type to belt it out in the shower or sing along in the in the car. I looked at your guitar as I said that. Anyway, it's a beautiful guitar, by the way.
Thank you.
Do you sing in the car or shower? What do you sing?
oh man.
If the song if there's a song that moves me, I might belt out a little bit.
Is there a go-to?
Lately it's been Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. That
Oh, that's a
harmony.
great one.
Can you give me a bar or two?
That's awesome.
My other band, Plastic Shadow, covers that song. So if you want to hear me sing it, come see us play.
Nice plug.
Yeah, and I kind of I don't know, I kind of live in constant song. So I don't
Yeah.
I kind of make a song out of everything, even when I'm working and I'm supposed to be fairly professional. I kind of, I tend to be a little wacky, but yeah, mostly people like it.
Jason comes
But
up with fun lyrics.
not
for
really
our
anything in particular, just things that make me happy that I know will make other people smile. I just kind of am always singing.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Jason likes to come up with silly lyrics for our songs sometimes, like "Living with a Small Mouse in a Cabin for Two," which is our song "Living in a Small House" that he changed the words to.
What do you sing in the shower or car?
I sing whatever I'm listening to usually. Sometimes I'll sing along and just make up melodies if I don't know the song. But I actually have a playlist, and I listened to it. I was listening to it on the way here, and I listened to it on the way to most gigs. It's just called Sing, and it's a playlist of songs that I know fairly well, so I can sing along to them to warm up for gigs.
Can you give me an example of one of those songs?
Pretty much, I put the whole Beatles discography on there, obviously, and then like basically all of the National and Dr. Dog's discography too. Just like a lot of my favorite bands are on there.
It's a weird mishmash.
It is, but I don't know. I like a lot of different stuff.
They're all good songs, just interesting combination.
Mostly just vocal warm-ups, and then try to throw a harmony on anything I might be listening to, or a different chorus. If you've got the chords there, you can just ignore whoever's singing and sing your own thing.
Yeah.
Can you give me an example of that?
No, I don't. Whatever's.
Haven't you
playing.
written songs like that before? Like when we saw Dr. Dog, you wrote like it didn't end up being a song of ours, but like he wrote a chorus of a song that he finished later, like over a Dr. Dog song.
I don't remember which one it was either, but I was like
I remember
singing along my own thing, and I went in the bathroom under downstairs and like wrote down the lyrics, and like I think I may have sang it into my phone.
No, I turned and like to you. I looked at you during the show, and you were singing into your phone, like over Dr. Dog, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I would have needed the chords.
Yeah, and I get when inspiration strikes, you do it. But I was like, can you even like? Are you gonna be able to hear that over the band, like listening back later? But
I got it one way or another.
Nice.
Nice. Which, speaking of, what have you been listening to lately?
You started with me. Well,
Besides Dr. Dog.
that was a long time ago. I think it's really good, but this is gonna be the most like old person trapped in a young person's body answer. I just watched the documentary Echo in the Canyon that's all about Laurel Canyon folk rock scene. So I just was listening to that album that has a lot of covers of cool early psych folk rock, the Byrds, Mamas and the Papas, Crosby, Stills, Nash, that kind of stuff.
Very nice.
For me, that's a good question. I've actually been listening to a lot of throwback stuff. I started a new job recently, and they kind of like to have stuff along the lines of sort of like electronic music that's not too abrasive, but kind of like a lot of energy. And so I've been listening to a lot of, at work, I've been listening to a lot of like Fantagram and Dan Deacon, who's one of my favorite electronic artists. But like in the car and whatnot, today I was listening to the new Ayla Ray album, which just came out, and and I know they played on your show not too long ago.
They always put on.
I listened to that; it was great. They're so good.
Production and fun to watch.
Yeah, Sam is their front man was in a band that I love also called Animalize that hopefully will come back someday, but I'm not really sure what their status is. But a bunch of really talented guys, actually also from Alaska. So yeah, Sam's new project, Ayla Ray, they just released an album today, and it's pretty cool. I like it.
What am I listening to? I always have a big stack of CDs from local shows, sitting in my house and in the car, and so I'll kind of rotate those out. And then I got, as far as like more well-known groups, I got like Neil Young After the Gold Rush recently. I got like a John Coltrane album. Which one? I don't remember.
What were the last two local band shows?
Local bands. Check out Ronnie Carrier, B.R. Mountain and the Doubt, Mascaras. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, my Spotify is like, I'm trying to get it more local bands, and it's like 40%, I would say, local bands. A good mix.
That's a good question. I'm going to look at my Spotify now and go, what percentage are local versus other? That could be interesting for me.
I'll often skip until I find a local band. I'm doing a shuffle, I skip until, I'm going to find someone I know.
Right.
I've been listening to actually my buddy's playlist that he made on Spotify. It's like Pacific Northwest metal music, and it's just a whole bunch of local metal bands that all play local shows in kind of Northwest area. So yeah.
You want to throw a name or two out there of bands?
Yeah, actually I will. So Von Doom, Within Sight, Spirits, Yeah, that my mind's kind of drawing a blank, but
That's
that's to name a few.
That's cool. No, I'm going to a summer cannibal show after this later.
Oh, sweet. All right, cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good local band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jason and I knew each other from back in our metal days, and Jason used to be in a metal band here in Portland called Fighting Silence, and they were pretty rad.
Very cool. All right, well, what's the next song you got?
Let's see.
How are we doing on time?
We have exactly 15 minutes.
Oh, cool. We
Sweet.
probably got time for 2 more at least. Okay.
Then we're gonna play 2 that are not on the record, but we have recorded, so you can look for those in the next, I don't know, year. This one's called Oregon Maple. Yeah, I wrote it on a plane, in the plane bathroom.
Nice. All right, let's hear it.
Ready? Oh.
No worries. Do you write a lot of songs in bathrooms?
2 and counting. All right.
One day stand beneath the branch of the Oregon maple. May your hand find the hand of one you know. May your summer feet keep running through the smoke of autumn. May you hear the fleeting song of home. When you haul your weight in stone to the end of the day, there's no time to ask for more time to get back what you gave away. It's the wrong road, you can't back. We're going down the way we came. There'll be clover in the valley. There'll be dew on every grave. We walk in the shade, beneath the leaves of the Oregon maple. May you know the luck it takes to go old. May you stay born in blood and the echo of an ocean. A trace of breath on the window in the rain.
Awesome. Thank you. That was Oregon made. Are we doing another song?
How we doing?
Woody woo.
Oh, yeah. How do you want to do this? Hey, this is Naked Luck, and you're listening to KPSU, Portland's College Radio. I feel like I always do it, though. Should someone else do it? Can we get a couple? Don't go. Wait, let's see. Can we build like a dominant chord like KPSU College Radio.
We're Naked Luck. Sure.
I feel like we could totally do it, but no,
Oh, yeah. Coming in with your news and weather.
If you just sang the chord, the notes of Kitty. Okay. One more? Yeah. Happily. So this is a song I wrote a while back about people taking advantage of how nice you are. Yeah. It's called Dish.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a nice person, and I don't know. Sometimes
That's what mean
it has its
people-
pros and cons.
That's what mean people say. Like, I'm a
Fair
nice
enough.
person. Just kidding.
And thank you so much for having us, Rochelle. I love KPSU.
Yeah, this is a great setup you got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Ready?
I'm ready. Sorry.
All right, thanks, guys. We've been Naked Luck. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, PSU TV. Thanks, Lee. Thank you, Sesame Donuts.
On the other side, and so quickly painted it black. I should trembling hands with the devil into my back. I give myself tonight. My pride stood starving still, growing weaker by the hour. I found sustenance for its frail body to devour. But now it's far too cold. Emptiness getting cold, and even understood what is the thrill. I've had nothing. Take me as I am, but don't twist me, don't you shake me. You might be surprised if I don't like what you make me. So
Thanks, y'all.
Phil, real quick.
Oh,
minutes.
sweet. Okay.
So, fun question we were discussing earlier:
Yes.
vinyl versus CD versus digital.
Okay.
When, where, why?
I'll go first, and I'll motor mouth it since we only have 2 minutes. I'm still not paying for a streaming service. Like, it makes me angry, and it makes me feel like a Luddite. So I annoyingly listen to YouTube with the commercials when I have to. Otherwise, I totally prefer CDs and vinyl. CDs are just easy, and vinyl sounds great and feels good.
I like them all for different reasons. I don't know if I can pick one favorite. I mean, vinyl whenever possible. CDs. I got a CD player recently, mostly so I could buy local bands' music because a lot of them can't afford to get vinyl, and I want to stream them, and I'll stream them when I can't do anything else. But I also want to support them. So I listen to CDs. It's super fun. I like listening to full albums, so it's a good way to do that, and vinyl too. But I stream when I'm in my car, obviously, and otherwise.
Yeah, I used to have an iPod, and I lived the iTunes lifestyle of like having this huge musical library. I still have it, but I just can't take it with me, which I'm really sad about because my computer's messed. Anyways, I like CDs and digital, not necessarily streaming, but if I have to, I'll stream some stuff. I like vinyl too. I have a small collection. I have a big CD collection. So.
What do you consider small vinyl? That's always a relative term.
Like one like part of the shelf right here. Well,
Okay.
a box worth maybe.
Maybe like 50 to 100.
Yeah,
Like a
like
crate
less
and
than
a half.
50. Yeah, yeah.
I have a huge vinyl collection.
Yeah, he does.
I love vinyl. It's probably because it's what I remember in my dad's music, like in his shop. So I kind of remember we had like the Chipmunks and stuff like that when I was a kid and stuff. So I'd listen to all those like during the holiday seasons or whatever. But I don't know. And yeah, I do a podcast. And so on that, we
Journey Through
feature-
Time and Stuff.
Yeah, A Journey Through Time and Stuff is the name of the podcast. And we feature vinyls on it. And we feature local musicians and stuff like this. So I'd say definitely I'm a vinyl head. I love vinyl.
Okay, and before we're out of time, just reminding people once again where they can find your music.
You can find us on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your streaming music. Or you can come to our show, and we'll give it to you in person.
And you can find about all of our shows and all of our social media on Instagram and Facebook. Naked Luck. I think it's Naked Luck PDX on Instagram. Thanks, Rochelle.